What up, YouTube? It's the Nights in here back with another video. And this video is going to be about how or why you should develop compassion. I think the world in general just lacks compassion for everybody. Of course, the world needs compassion. Of course, the world needs people to not understand. You know, like I said, with life, it's always a duality. It has to be a good, it has to be an evil. Of course, down here it has to be a good and evil. And that's just the way it has to be. So, but in just realistic and humanly terms, I think that a lot of the world problems, period, is about how people just don't have any understanding. People don't understand each other. People don't take the time to understand each other too, because everybody is so inwardly focused, inwardly just like, okay, well, I gotta get mine, and I gotta get this and this and that, I gotta take care of this and this and that, and they don't care about, you know, the little people, or just, let's say, just anybody that's, you know, that's around them in a sense. Growing up, I was deprived of a lot of things. I was deprived of love, care. Only thing, like, I only honestly say is that I had a house over my head and a decent amount of food in my mouth. And I'm not gonna downplay that. I'm not about to act like I was starving, but I had a lot of things that didn't. I never gained a lot of things that, let's say, a regular, not even a regular, most people will get from like their mothers or their fathers, even their brothers or their sisters. And I had to understand that. I had to get like, okay, well, when you start to understand people's past, like I understand it, like when I turned 18, I started to become more compassionate of my mother and even my father, even though, like I said, he wasn't around to take care of me or just, you know, things like that. Of course, I don't know my father's history that much, but the only thing I know is that he, somewhere along his life, something went wrong, and that led to, like I said, a bad decision on his hand. But, you know, I can't speak for him. I can't speak for whatever he went through. But understand that more about like my mother's traumatic upbringing, it put a lot of things into perspective about how I was raised, or how my siblings was raised, and how we came out to turn how we turned out. A lot of it because it's just the lack of love, and just the lack of a care of a parent, and just like the lack of a foundation, and lack of, you know, just common consideration, or just common human decency. And growing up, I felt very void of a lot of things, especially, you know, in that department, because actually, no, I don't know how I got like in my own self, I feel like I got like a big reservoir of love that I want to give people. I want to help people. I think that's what I'm here for. I want to help people as much as I can when I get older. And like I said, when I get more stable, when I get more money in my pocket, of course, I want to make a whole, like a youth young men's group, especially for black young boys I may see around the neighborhood and stuff like that, or just in schools, period. Just because I got a lot of love for just my people, but also just young men that have similar or even worse upbringings to mine. And I wouldn't want to keep perpetuating, you know, they say like be the change you want to be, and it's like that's how I think about being the change. I would want to start an organization to help other young black men to, you know, be loved and just be guided and just have some type of direction with their life, and just to help out, just so, you know, they don't feel like how I felt growing up, just being, you know, without love, or just being without care, or without guidance, or just without, you know, the true sense of the word family. In a way, I had family, but growing up with them, they didn't really feel like family. They just feel like strangers in the household. But that's ultimately like one of my goals, is to eventually be able to, you know, create an organization for young black men, to help them, you know, for and be men, but also just really just be able to be human in a way, be human and be healthy, and not like having to worry about nobody not caring for them. And I think a lot of that just comes from the world and people just not liking compassion. Now, of course, I can only speak about my perspective, which is the young black men, the young black male growing up. But realistically, it's an issue across all the board. You know, like I said, there's literally no new problem under the sun. There's no Like I said, it's literally not one problem. Like, let's be honest. Like everybody, every single race, every single gender, you know, I mean, every single gender, no matter if you male or female, no matter if you male or female, there's always a problem going on. Everybody got something that they going against, and there's always somebody around them that's not. It's always going, for the most part, it's always gonna be somebody around you that's not understanding what they go through. And like I said, people just generally just don't care, and that's what caused a lot of dysfunction and problems in society. At least that's what I believe, and I think that's what's the cause of it. Is people lack compassion, understanding for one another, and that's why a lot of dysfunction going around nowadays in every community. I know everybody want to. I think the internet make it seem like only the black people go through this, or like only like like the black community is like dysfunctional, but it's really not. It's like it's really all the races, and they have something specific to themselves. And like I said, only the internet has made it seem, well, not the internet made it seem, I think the internet and just the power of black people is always shown, it just seems like it's more powerful, it just seems like it's more impactful because it's our people, right? And like I said, the world has been against black people for a long time, but yeah, people just lack compassion. I try to have as much compassion as I can on a daily. Just everybody, even like little kids, little kids be acting bad, but it's like it's something very cute about little kids that be like I'll be at work and little kids just be so chaotic. But like I said, they just little human beings, like just trying to understand what's going on, and they just trying to learn and develop into their own person. So it's just understandable. I get why they act the way they act, and I don't get upset. Like I said, a lot of that shit just be funny. It's just be funny. It just be funny. But yeah, of course, just older people too. Like that's how you gotta learn, just to be able to work with people and what they give you. Like even when I be at work and some people be giving me attitudes, some people just have a terrible life, and that's just facts. People just have terrible lives, they have terrible existences, and no matter if you treat them nicer or no matter if you treat them any meaner, they gonna still have that, that mindset, and they know it, and it's like you can't really do anything about it. One thing you can do is not let it affect you, and still remain the big-hearted person or the heart-of-gold person that you may be. Like me, I'm very giving of a person. I be at work going extra mile for people I may not even ever see again or inside the store, but I just do that just because I want to be a service to people. I want to help people as much as I can, especially if I can. And some people be just rude, they don't say no thank you, they don't show no appreciation, but that's just the way it is. They don't change the fact that you still got to be, you still have to be yourself no matter what's going on, and you got to stay true to yourself too. You can't just because somebody treats you wrong, you got to change up and crawl back into this hole. It's like you got to learn to roll with the punches and keep going about your day. Just living your life, being the loving person that you are. You just gotta get smarter with who you get that love to. I think that's another way of saying it as well, because that's how people be like. People let people change them. People let bad people change them, and then they wanna blame somebody else when in actuality, it's like I said, I think a lot of my own problems have always been my fault. And of course, it's not in reality, things can be other people's fault, but you don't have to react in a way, you don't have to react negatively. You don't have to react negatively to anything. Like I said, and that just takes time with you understanding yourself and gaining more control over your emotional self, and just understanding yourself where you don't have to react negatively to everything that happens to you. You can learn to maneuver around it. And like I said, you can turn a lot of negatives into positives. That's how I naturally became more adaptable. Like I said, I've always been adaptable to things. I think that's where, because I've always just been sensitive to things around me. So in my mind, it's just I'd rather adapt to it than having to change. But now I'm in this space now where I'm learning to adapt, but also I have to learn I'm learning to change myself in the regard where, well, I'm learning to stay the same as well. Not change myself, but I'm learning to stand my ground and not having to change just because something else is going on. So yeah. So the idea, just gain more compassion, be understanding to people. Everybody got something going on, and like I said, and you don't know. Like I said, you being negative, or like I said, in any regard, even positive or negatively. Like I said, it may be the camel, it may be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Or you can really change somebody's life with just 2 seconds of your time. You can encourage somebody with 2 seconds of your time. So I think people need to understand their power and the power and compassion. So yeah, if y'all like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Thank you.